Today I'm doing a pilot/test run of Davis's ride to school. This is basically where I just record myself as I drive to school. The main reason I do this is because oftentimes on my way to school I end up talking about some interesting things. I guess I need to turn on the voice-activated control on the cassette tape player though. That way it only records if I'm talking and if it hears noise, so maybe that'll mean that if I stop talking, it'll stop recording. We shall find out. Hello? So, apparently it will stop recording if I stop talking. That is good for me because I definitely couldn't talk the entire 30 minutes from my home to school. Or at least I don't think I can. You know, it's weird. On the way to school, there's this one street where everyone just dumps stuff on the side of the road. I don't quite understand why. Like, you never know what you're gonna find here. There have been times where people have put mattresses on the side of the road. They've put couches on the side of the road. You know, entire sofas and chairs. And, I just don't get it. They've now started putting up signs that say no dumping, $500 fine, and that you're being watched by a camera, but who knows how true any of this is. Who knows how they'll enforce the fine, and who knows if they're really being put on camera, because if they were, then somehow I doubt that there would still be as many people dumping stuff on the side of the road. Oh well. I mean, come on though, people, do you not realize that you need to take care of the planet Earth? That this is the only one we get? If we destroy it, it's not like we can just go out into space, at least not yet. We don't yet have the technology to do that sort of thing on a regular basis. It costs hundreds and hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars to get anything into orbit, and that's just orbit. It's not like going to another planet is just a cakewalk. It costs even more to go to another planet, and it takes so long that by the time you get there, the radiation would have cooked you like a turkey on, like Thanksgiving turkey. Oh, and sorry if the audio quality is not the best. I'm using a cassette tape player to record this. I know, call me old-fashioned, but I'm weird, so I like this technology. And sorry for no video, but again, I'm using a cassette tape player, so it's not like it records video, only audio. At some point I may get a camera that does video, but for now it's only audio. Maybe this could be like an audiobook or something. That sounds like a good idea. Sorry if you're getting the noise of the car. I'm going to try and find a better place to put this. Okay, so this seems like a better place. I'll know by the time I get home so that I can listen to the tape, though. Doggone it, there's a lot of traffic again today. Some of this may end up just being me complaining about traffic because I really don't like it. So sorry in advance for the complaints. But oh well. As I've already stated before, I'm just recording how I am on the way to and from school. In the future, I'll invest in a better microphone as well. For now anyway, we're just gonna have to go along with the microphone that's built into the cassette tape player. Hooray. I get to drive past exit to the US 52. Any of you who know US 52 know what I'm talking about. How traffic is always stopped here all the time. And that it's such a bad highway that if someone so much as spills a cup of water on the road, then there's a wreck. Well, today it seems that US 52 doesn't have too much traffic, or at least there's not that much getting off of it. Well, you'll know if I end up in, let's not think about what I was about to say, so never mind. So, I'd like to take a moment to remind all of you new drivers and people who have just forgotten, remember the 10-mile-an-hour rule when you're driving, that as your that you need one car distance, and by that I mean the length of your car, one car length between you and the car in front of you for every 10 miles an hour you're driving. If you have now by one car length, I mean the length of the car you're driving, because of how, the fact that as the car gets bigger, it gets heavier, and the stopping distance increases. So a smaller car doesn't need as much room, but still it needs the length of itself to come to a stop. Something like that, and that increases by one car length for every 10 miles an hour. Man, they really do need to fix this highway, it seems, but oh well. How on earth many potholes can there be in the road? I mean, cracks can there be in the road? I'm probably going to edit this on my computer anyways. I'll just take the tape and play it into the microphone on my computer. By that I mean I'll use the headphone jack on here and the microphone jack on my computer. So I'll cut out all of the parts where I'm not talking, that the phone's, cassette tape player was still recording, just due to background noise being as loud as I talk. Today probably won't be the most insightful day that I've ever recorded, because of the fact that it's Friday and it's right after school, and it is just a pilot episode after all. It's not like this is going to be the quality of all the others. It'll be a lot better because I'll have learned stuff by then, learned techniques to make this all much better, and I will use better grammar as well. This isn't going to be scripted out or anything, it's just going to be me talking about stuff as I think about it. It's a good thing that this cassette tape player has voice-activated system, meaning that if it stops hearing noise, it'll stop recording, which is supposed to be like, for stuff like this, where, doggone it, motorcycle riders, you gotta be so loud. Nah, I'm kidding. I know they can't control how loud the motorcycle is, so don't put in the comments that they can't control it, because I know they can't. But what is it I was talking about? Unfortunately, background noise can cause this to start recording as well, but oh well. Yeah, that'll keep it from falling over. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, like I know all of you are, because I know you're all super interested to know this, but I drive a Buick LeSabre, which is clearly the #1 car. I'm kidding. I know people don't like these and they think they're ugly, but I genuinely think it's a nice-looking car, and genuinely, it is a luxury car. I mean, it has leather seats, the seats are heated, it has both a cassette tape player and a CD player in it. I mean, it's got the nice wood grain texture on the inside of it, as well as being a pleasing beige color, like goldish beige color on the inside and the outside. It rides like a dream. I mean, you just can't get better than a Buick LeSabre. I mean, you can get better, but like, for the price that these are, you can't get better. Good grief, person, does this person just have a death wish or something? I I mean, anyone that'll weave in and out of traffic like this is, clearly just begging to be killed. Oh yeah, and remember that 10-mile-an-hour rule I was talking about earlier? Why is it that almost no one remembers it? Because people doggone it. No. Okay, good. But people they always drive way too close behind me. Like, I can't even see their front bumpers a good majority of their time. Now that means they are way too close to me. But oh well. But if you're wondering why I sort of panicked a little bit earlier, it's because the people in front of me all slowed down all at once. It's a good thing I followed that 10-mile-an-hour rule, otherwise I would have hit them. That, and also I thought the person behind me was going to hit me, and they barely missed me. So there's that. And trust me when I say the 10-mile-an-hour rule is important. I rear-ended someone because I wasn't following the 10-mile-an-hour rule. I had forgotten about it. So I mean it when I say it's an important rule. You have to follow it. Follow it like... follow the 10-mile-an-hour rule, with as much eagerness to follow it as you would follow the rule of washing your hands when you're in a hospital. Or the rule of, I don't know. Or the rule of do not kill someone, like, oh crud, no, okay. I figured out why everyone is stopping over and over. It's because there's a school bus some distance ahead, and the school bus doesn't know how to keep a constant speed. The school bus driver. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get a lot of views for this, am I? Oh, well, it is lazy, and it is easy to do, but again, it's easy to do, and I don't really make a lot of YouTube content anyway, and I need to start making it. And this seemed like an okay way to do so. You already got podcasts like Completely Unnecessary Podcast by Pat the NES Punk, #unsponsored. So, and they seem to be doing good, so maybe podcasts are making a return. Also, there's this new gaming company that's in the works right now, apparently, that's going to be called Modern Retro Gaming. They're working on games that are supposed to be inspired by retro games, but yet use modern technology. So they'll have a modern look to them. They won't be pixelated or anything, like a lot of indie games are now. But they also, good freaking grief, person. Do you need to pass me that desperately? There's a school bus right in front of me. You're quickly running out of exit ramp. You're making a big mistake. There's a person literally with their flashers on the side of the road, and you pass them at that speed. Good grief. Why? Oh, sorry, but Modern Retro Gaming, yeah, they use modern graphics and all that, modern sound and all that, and yet gameplay and inspiration from retro games, like 2D platformers. And hold on a second, I need to pass this bus. It'll just take a second. Wow. How's it feel to be passed by a Buick LeSabre, bus driver? Oh yeah, I'm a teenager, by the way. I'm not an adult, and I'm not an old man. Still, and by the way, please don't make fun of me in the comments for being a teenager that drives a Buick LeSabre. This was my own choice. I wasn't forced to drive it. I wanted to. In fact, my parents told me that they didn't want me to drive one, but I insisted. And actually, I don't really care if you say mean comments about it, that fact that I drive a Buick LeSabre, because my skin is so thick that I'm not really going to care anyway. I'll just ignore any comments that make fun of me driving a Buick LeSabre. So, and this is the internet. I know that people aren't going to say comments about it. Yeah, I know you will. So, basically, you do you, internet. I'm not going to judge, and hopefully you'll offer me that same courtesy. what was it about modern retro gaming I know there's a reason why I brought it up. Oh yeah, they're working on a game right now that should come out in about a year to a year and a half. It's going to be an exploration 2D dungeon crawler. I played the demo and it's fun. The demo is actually available online right now for free. It's a fun one. Again, hashtag unsponsored. Well, I'm getting close to home, and it's really been close to 30 minutes. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. It's only 30 minutes when it's bad traffic out. It's about 15 otherwise. Actually, I don't know how much editing I'm going to do because I don't actually know how to edit. So for now, I'm probably just going to directly upload these to the internet. Oh well. I can probably do some YouTube editing to cut out the silent parts. Hey, if you're watching this and you don't notice any of the silent parts I keep talking about, then you pretty much know what I've been doing before putting this on the internet, where I've been going in and deleting those parts. But if you're watching this and you know about these silent parts, then that pretty much means that I failed at editing out the silent parts. Oh well. Sorry if I failed. And you're welcome if I did delete those parts, because I know you'll be thinking to yourself, thank you for deleting the silent parts. Oh yeah, and that's right, I can read your thoughts. That's how I knew you'd say thank you. I can read the thoughts of people that are in the future. That's how I knew that you're thinking, thank you for deleting my... Nah, I'm just kidding. That joke wouldn't work anyway. A person behind me, please slow down. Because if I were to need to slam my brakes for any reason at all whatsoever, I'm doing 5 below the speed limit. Oh well. If I had to slam my brakes for any reason right now, person, then because you're so close to me, you would end up rear-ending me. And if you did, if you rear-end me, anyone that rear-ends me will have a bad time. Okay, no, that's not actually a threat. What I mean is just that, because insurance, anytime you gotta deal with insurance, it's not a good time. It's a bad time, just because how frustrating it can be with all of the paperwork and all that's involved. So, because of all the paperwork, by have a bad time, I really just mean you're gonna have a boring time and a frustrating time. So please, just don't rear-end me. Oh yeah, and if you guys have any questions you'd like me to answer, you can put them in the comments underneath this video, and I'll try to answer them in these videos. Like, again, I'm not gonna have a scripted answer, so you're just gonna get my answer as I think about it. Oh, and the ones that I record in the morning will come out, and they'll both come out in the afternoon because of the fact that I have school in between the two recordings. The one that's in the morning, Davis's ride to school, and the one in the afternoon, the ride... Actually, I'm going to change that name. Crap, I forgot to use the turn signal. I'm going to change it. And it's just going to be my ride to school. There. And just because I refer to myself as Davis does not mean that it's my last name. I'm never going to tell you my last name. Okay? So trust me, when I say Davis is not my last name, I'm not telling you my full name ever, or my last name. That way, because I don't trust anyone, basically. Well, this is the final stretch. I'm approaching the neighborhood right now, and I know the tape player keeps moving around. I'll have that fixed by next time. That way it'll stay still in theory. I'll just have to do some playing around to try and get this to work the best. Which would include getting a microphone, one that'll attach to my shirt. That way you can listen, you know, better. It'll better know when I'm talking and when I'm not talking. And hopefully won't pick up as much of the background noise. And that way you'll also be better able to hear me as well. And yeah. And if you listen to it all the way to the end, thank you. Thank you for listening. And Have a wonderfully great day, everyone. And that includes you too, Billy. Man, I bet you're freaking out right now that I knew your name was Billy. But yes, Billy, even you, have a good day. No, I'm just kidding. I randomly said a name there. I don't know anyone named Billy. Anyways, that was just a random name I decided to say. Have a good day.